Imagine walking over 2,000 miles, across deserts, rivers, and mountains, with no GPS, no hospitals, and no guarantee you'd survive. On the Oregon Trail, one wrong decision could cost you everything. In the 1800s, hundreds of thousands of people risked their lives to travel west across America. They weren't explorers. They were families, farmers, ordinary people, chasing a better future. But what they found instead was one of the most brutal journeys in history. So why would anyone take that risk? At the time, many Americans believed it was their destiny to expand westward. Land in places like Oregon promised opportunity, fertile soil, new beginnings, and freedom from economic hardship. Some were escaping financial collapse. Others were chasing gold. And many were simply following the path their parents had taken before them. The West meant hope. But getting there was a different story. Starting the journey. The journey began in places like Independence, Missouri. From there, travelers packed everything they owned into wagons and set out across the unknown. But these weren't the giant wagons you see in movies. Most used smaller ones called prairie schooners, lightweight, fragile, and pulled by oxen or mules. And surprisingly, most people didn't ride in them. They walked. For months. Life on the trail. As they moved west, the trail slowly came to life. Forts and outposts appeared along the route, places where travelers could rest, resupply, and get advice. Some of the most important stops became lifelines. Fort Kearny. Fort Laramie. Fort Bridger. Fort Hall. These weren't just checkpoints. They were survival points. Further west, places like Fort Vancouver and Oregon City marked the final stretch. But reaching them was anything but guaranteed. The further they went, the worse it got. Dust filled the air, so thick it covered everything. Heat drained their strength. And storms could destroy wagons overnight. Then came the mountains. Crossing them too late in the year meant snow. And death. Timing was everything. Leave too early, you'd starve. Leave too late, you'd freeze. Deadly decisions. Shortcuts. And then there were the shortcuts. Some promised to save time. Like the Sublette cutoff. It shaved miles off the journey. But came with a terrifying risk. A long waterless desert stretch. Many who took it underestimated the danger. And some never made it across. The Trail of Death. The Oregon Trail didn't just lead west. Told a story. Not with words, but with what people left behind. Broken wagons, discarded supplies, animal skeletons, and graves, lots of them. Death wasn't rare. It became part of the landscape. What really killed people? Most people think attacks were the biggest danger. They weren't. Disease was. Cholera, dysentery, typhoid. All spread through contaminated water. Simple things like drinking from the wrong stream could kill you. Children fell under wagon wheels. People drowned crossing rivers. Others froze in the mountains. By some estimates, tens of thousands died along the trail. And even if you survived all that, the journey wasn't over. Reaching Oregon meant facing one final challenge. The Columbia River. Travelers had to abandon their wagons, build rafts, and risk deadly rapids and powerful winds. Many didn't survive this final stretch. Later, a road was built through the mountains. But it was steep, dangerous, and expensive. Still, it was safer than the river. For those who made it, the Willamette Valley was waiting. Fertile land, fresh water, new life. After months of suffering, this was the reward. Over time, the trail changed. Railroads replaced wagons. Technology replaced endurance. By the late 1800s, the Great Migration was over. But the trail didn't disappear. Even today you can still see it. Wagon ruts carved deep into the earth. Names etched into rock. Physical proof of one of the greatest journeys in history. And if you've ever played the Oregon Trail game, you probably remember dying of dysentery. But for the real pioneers, That wasn't a joke. It was reality. The Oregon Trail wasn't just a road. It was a test of survival, a gamble with life itself. And for the hundreds of thousands who took it, it became the defining journey of their lives. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey along the Oregon Trail. If you enjoyed stepping back in time, give this video a thumbs up to show your support. Share it with your friends or anyone who loves history. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an adventure through the past. Your support helps us keep exploring amazing stories like this.